Welcome to the Facerocker Podcast number 72. This week we sit down with the Burches, Ashley and Anthony Burch. We've been working with them a little bit. You've definitely heard, seen their work. They're fantastic, hilarious people. We talk about all the mean things we used to do as kids, a little bit of pro wrestling thrown in there, and a little love for the step-up movies as well. So, fans of awesome movies like the step-up movies, dance movies, etc., stick around because you're in for a good time. Coming up in 3, 2, 1, now. Welcome, everybody, to the end of our Facerocker Podcast, joined today by two very special guests, Ashley and Anthony Burch.
Hello.
Hi. Who have been hanging with us a little bit, working even. Yeah.
Arguable.
The end.
The end. Joined again, as always, to my right, Matt Arnold.
Hello.
Des Dolly.
How's it going?
Matt was just describing before we started a somewhat strange arrangement that you have with your lady where you bury your eyeball into her shoulder and then squeeze your eye to itch it.
It's this.
God, it feels so weird. It feels
You
weird.
described it as a soft mouth on her shoulder.
Well, I didn't think it was weird. I mean, I wear contacts a lot. My eyes get itchy. I just did it one day, and it's like her shoulder is like the exact shape of my eye socket.
Have you tried other?
So it's just like
Is that why you're
in.
married?
That's why we're married. We met. It fit. It was perfect. There's like your shoulder's not as
fucking
good.
creepy body horse Cinderella.
There's like some shitty children's book where it's like, and that's why they knew that man and woman were once one, connected at the eye socket and shoulder.
There's just a woman sitting on a throne and a bunch of guys going, ow!
It's just when you've been together for like 10 years and you're married, it was surprising to me that was weird. Like she was like that. But we just of all the things that could happen in 10 years. Then I was like, but she just likes to get back scratches all the time. So the arrangement is if I give her a back scratch whenever she asks for it, I can use her. This is really weird saying it out loud.
She's getting the
It's really
better.
normal and sweet when it's just us in our privacy talking about it. But now saying it
She's
out
got the
to
better end
other
of that,
people.
She's got the better end of that deal. You
Oh
know
no
that,
way,
right?
dude. Her shoulder's perfect. It feels great. My eyes feel fantastic every time.
Well, it feels weird, Matt, and please don't do it to me ever again.
I'm gonna keep doing it to you. Your shoulder's okay.
It's the seedy underbelly of Matt going through shoulder Tinder.
I bet you that's a fetish.
Oh, I bet.
Shoulder to eye?
Shoulder
No
to
way.
eye? I bet you that. Yeah.
No, really?
Oh, yeah.
No.
It's gotta
Enough
be.
people
Of
have
course.
context that's got to be. It can't be the only
I
person
can't
who
be
has
the,
that.
yeah, I've grown to
It's
accept
the
there's no way you're
internet.
ever
Everything's
the
on the
only
internet.
person to have ever done anything.
Shoulder to eye fetish.
I doubt it, man.
Really?
Yeah.
It feels too good for
I
somebody not
believe.
to have figured it out.
That's I don't.
It's just, and the way you do is you open and close your eyes essentially, which is why I described it as. Now I know why it must be weird because it must feel like a soft mouth, like nibbling on your shoulder.
Oh, that's fucking weird. Now it's weird. I was totally on board with you until that. Oh, fuck.
Have you tried other 90-degree joints?
What?
Curse?
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
curse.
you can
all you
curse.
want.
You can curse.
Have you tried other 90-degree joints?
Elbows.
No.
Like
Yeah.
elbows, knees?
Oh, an elbow to the eyes is just a Tony Jaa
Now
movie.
it's getting weird because now I'm married to this weird sex, just exploring the whole body with your eyeball, just finding the right sockets that feel.
Yeah, when
No.
people say explore your body, they don't actually
don't
mean
mean-
that you have explored a body.
with your
your eyeball.
like an anteater, just going around the body trying to find the perfect joint to. Yeah, it's weird.
My life.
Enough
would
of this
be-
discussion.
My life would be complete, by the way, if we are at something and someone comes up and is like, "Hey, Matt,
Hey man,
your eyes
hey,
seem
man.
cheeky."
Oh, God.
Hey man, I got some pics for you. Check out these shoulders.
I was reading on Twitter, incidentally, just talking about fan stuff, where someone was like, "Yeah, well, it's like, man, I was really hungry on my flight back. Good thing someone baked me cookies." I was like, "You're eating cookies that someone gave you?" I don't know. It just feels. Doesn't that feel? I feel like at some point in our lives, someone's gonna get some Vine person's gonna get poisoned by someone giving them bad food.
I feel like most people don't eat cookies. Have you ever had cookies baked for you guys?
Mm-hmm.
And
I super did not eat those. 110% did not eat those.
Yeah.
I've never not eaten something as much as I did not eat those cookies.
Yeah.
agreed.
Unless the person who baked us
because
those
it's
cookies hears this.
Because it's but you just can't really take the risk.
Yeah.
Because there's just a potential.
Yeah.
But by not eating them,
Arsenic
you're
cookie
literally
in them.
telling that person, I think you could kill me.
Yeah.
I think you're a crazy person. This nice person spent, the night, creating cookies that were delicious. They probably tasted them like, oh, these are the good ones for Ashley. Got to make sure these are good.
Yeah.
Here you go. And she's like, you're a fucking killer.
All I see when I get a handful of cookies is like, you definitely came in these. There's no universe in which you didn't come in these.
Why else are you giving them to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you want to be inside me. That's what this is, right?
Now you're gonna take a picture of me eating. Why are you taking a picture of me eating this?
Just for later.
Yeah.
It's for later.
I feel like that's the point because there's an extra that's been on multiple seasons of VGHS. Maddie, and I think she's on Smosh now. I remember when she I think it was by the second season, she made a bunch of homemade chocolates for people.
Fudges, I believe.
It was fudges, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
it's been 2 years. Think she's normal. She seems nice.
You have to cross-reference all of their memories. Make a chart.
But it could have been her perfect 2-year plan.
Yeah,
It's in 2
she's
years,
playing the
I will
long
give
game.
them these chocolates. It's finally time. But we ate them. We all ate
Smells
them.
like almonds. Tastes like almonds.
But I think we all ate them. So
And
there's
those
a certain
great- and they
point.
were great, by
They
the
were
way.
great. She knows how to make chocolates.
Did
Yeah.
you guys know that ricin is in Hershey's chocolate?
What?
Ricin, you guys watch Breaking Bad,
Yeah.
with the poison ricin?
Yeah.
There's trace amounts of ricin in Hershey's chocolate, apparently.
Isn't there
Yeah.
also cyanide in
Cyanide
apples?
is in peach pits.
And apples.
If you grind up a peach pit and drink that,
It's cyanide?
there's cyanide in
It
there.
doesn't hurt. You need 100 peach pits though, or something like that.
You need a
That's not
peach.
that many peach.
Yeah. 100 by
peach
100
pits?
peaches.
Well, in terms of
I probably
make
bought
some
100 peaches.
cyanide?
I probably eaten 100 peaches in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
So now you're invulnerable.
You missed out on this peach game, man.
down in Atlanta. Well, in terms of other weird things that fruits are metrics for,
Sorry, I didn't get what you said at first. It took me a long time to realize you were saying Des Dolly down in Atlanta in a southern accent. Sorry. I was just like, what is Freddie screaming at Des right now?
Freddie usually is just sort of incoherently rambling in the corner, but this time's louder. In terms of other things that fruits are gauges for, they measure radiation with a banana.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you mean?
So one single banana puts out a certain amount of radiation.
What?
And the act of eating it exposes you to a very small, minute amount
Banana
of
is
radiation.
the most radiated fruit.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where they will contextualize exposure to radiation by being like, this is the same as eating 100 bananas.
There's no way.
What?
There's no way, in a serious movie or disaster, they're like, if you enter that cooling facility, beware, it's 100,000 bananas. And the guy's like,
We can imagine it's Donkey Kong. He's like, I'm fucking ready.
anything over 150,000 bananas, you die. It's at some point, it's nice to be like, can we stop measuring them by bananas? It really makes everything
it's
not serious.
It's meant to show people who think there's radiation there. It's meant to be like, no, that's not that bad.
Yeah, it's just the equivalent as 10 bananas.
To me
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
Donkey Kong and King Kong are just canon. Donkey Kong ate so many bananas that he became just Super Kong, and now he's King Kong.
I feel like that'd be the thing where people, if enough people knew that, they would not walk near the banana pile in the supermarket. Or
Yeah.
I'm
I wear
sure
that
that
underwear.
those people are out there.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, don't get too close. You won't have kids if you know.
Eat a banana.
more
Yeah,
bananas
if you eat a
for me.
banana.
I'm used to me eating as many bananas as I possibly can.
Yeah.
My dad will do this thing where he'll go to Costco and he'll be like, "Hey, going to Costco, you guys, anybody want anything?" Like, "Oh yeah, we need some waters." And someone's like, "Okay, cool." He'll come back and he'll be like, "Did you get anything?" He's like, "Nah, I just got bananas." And I'm like, "Why do you go to he'll go to Costco just to buy bananas?" And I was like, "Why do you there's grocery stores?" He's like, "I like the Costco bananas." We're like, "Dad, you don't have to go all the way to Costco. Go swipe your ID
Yeah,
on the
pay a
way
membership
in.
fee.
Walk past 80 flat screen TVs, pay a membership fee to just get a bushel of bananas." Like, I like these bananas.
Just his banana membership fee.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. More stupid facts. Did you know that you can buy alcohol at Costco without being a Costco member?
Really?
Yeah.
You just walk in and get
So what do you
a 40?
you walk in and the little guy who's like, "Can I check?"
Well, they
your
have
ID?"
well, to be fair, Des, this is America. They have no authority over you as a human being. Also, you could be walking in to get a
So
membership.
how does that work? When you walk in, they stop you. Though.
No, but if you
just go, "I wanna
What if
get
you're not a
crunk."
member? Well, think about this.
to get crunk.
Well, think about this though.
Wait, they didn't
What-
imply they couldn't stop you from entering the store because it's America?
I don't think it works like
people
that.
can stop
Well,
you
no,
from
no,
coming
but
on
back up,
private
back up,
property.
But back up though, Des. But then think about this then. How do you enter if you don't have a membership?
You don't.
No, but what? How do you get a membership
You
then?
probably say, I want to
They
buy
show
alcohol.
you to the membership counter.
You can buy alcohol. You can tell them that you're buying alcohol. But they may
And
not
how do you know this?
They may not. I was reading about this. They may not know that this is a weird loophole from Prohibition era law, because basically it was like the Prohibition. It was a law being like, okay, you can't have a club, because basically people were like getting around stuff, like starting private clubs that would like have alcohol like be part of something in the club side of things. So they're basically like, you can't have a private club or organization that you pay a membership fee for and serve and they tied that to alcohol. So then it's like technically Costco being a organization that you pay a membership fee for doesn't fall
This
under
sounds like something
Wait.
that none of the employees at Costco.
Oh,
are
absolutely.
actually-
Hey, so if I went to the LA athletics club, right? Like you have to
Well,
have membership.
if they had alcohol,
They do. We set up a job there. They have a bar there, so I can walk in and be
bar?
like, no, you gotta let me in, man. You serve alcohol.
Well,
I
let me
don't care.
explain Prohibition law.
Yeah,
Stop
Prohibition
being
law in the
drunk.
1930s. Read it. I'm coming in. And then I'm just like a sucker on the street, but I'm coming into this
You
club
could.
of rich people.
you could, yes,
Yeah?
yeah.
All right. Let's go try that.
I imagine them just telling you to blow off.
Yeah.
I'll see you at the Supreme Court. Fuck you.
That's great.
This is
You
my
could.
club.
You could though. Just saying,
All right.
This is 5 conversations ago, but
it's okay.
I just remembered because we were talking about fan stuff, and I was thinking of fan fiction. And once I just went on fanfiction.net, and I was like, "What's the weirdest fan fiction I can find?" And
Oh,
I was
man.
wondering what the weirdest fan fiction y'all could find. I found like Bible fan fiction of like
Whoa,
Jesus
what?
and Judas
Like the New
fucking.
Testament?
Oh, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
like Jesus and Judas
Bible
fucking.
fan
That makes
That's
sense.
great.
Yeah, but they're like it was weird. They're like in a
do they
hotel
write
room.
it? But do they write it in like
Yes.
a biblical way? Like they have like
No, it was just like a normal ass like Jesus was hanging out in his hotel room and Judas showed up and then they started fucking and it was like
whoa.
I
That's
didn't even
it?
try. It was like even that interesting.
Isn't
no.
that like a story? Just
No,
like
it's
they
just
just
like-
met in a hotel room.
I mean, they had like a conversation about like, hey, I know you're gonna betray me, and that makes the sex hotter, I guess.
That's
don't
pretty
know.
weird.
I can see
I
that.
would see like if you're gonna do that, you have to go all the way. It's just like you put your name as like Wong, chapter 1. You know, it's like, and then Jesus said unto Judas, "We will beget soon." However,
like not even like they're in a hotel room because like thank God you got this hotel room so the other
thank your dad that you got this hotel room.
yeah. so the other apostles don't know where we are. You know, like at least like something. He's just in a hotel room and he just shows up.
Yeah,
Was he, like,
that's my
surfing?
memory of it. It could
That's
have been more
disappointing.
elaborate than
Like
that.
surfing
but-
through
Ash just want to get to
pay-per-view.
the section she cut out all the extraneous details
where's
in
the
her memory.
Like, where are they fucking? Where are they fucking? Yeah.
Like wow, 30 pages talking about like what's on the hotel like cable. Like yeah, you're paying for Wi-Fi. here?
Oh, it was just a story too. My head was a graphic novel. I don't know why. I think I was just imagining it like really clearly.
We should just
Body
do that.
of Body of Christ.
Yeah.
Wait, oh,
that's
that's such a
good.
good.
Yeah, that's really good.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
really good. Damn
Yeah.
it. Chapter
Guys,
1.
I wrote that. you found my fan fiction.
Partake of my body.
That's what happens.
Oh, that'd be so. Yeah, that's pretty weird. I don't know if I can top that. I feel like that's I don't know.
If you were like in like a because I went to a private Catholic school. I feel like if you wrote that fan fiction and you were caught doing that, like that would just be like that's hell. Like
They just
that's
execute
it.
you right there.
But I thought you could ask for forgiveness before you died, not from this.
Not from this one
That's
specifically.
Judas fucking Jesus. You're done.
Did you
Like,
guys ever get VGHS erotic fan fiction?
There definitely is,
yes.
yeah, because there's the erotic fanfiction scene for VGHS exploded when there was after the episode where it's like, oh, they made out or they had sex, maybe the
There's
door
definitely
closed.
there's
Yeah.
definitely a weird like Johanna like worship like element of the fans, especially on Reddit, which is creepy and weird. There's also a few which I'm excited about. Not that part. I'm excited about the Shotbot and Law. There's a few.
That's good. That's
Oh,
really
amazing.
good.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah, and most of that fan fiction is like really adorable, like holding hands, and, like walking in a park and like smiling, which is really cute. The weirdest fan fiction is that, and I think we kind of asked for it, but somebody wrote a fan fiction of me and Logan
Oh yeah,
back in the day, the early days of the podcast, where like Logan came over and like I think I was like jealous of you, and then he comforted me, and we got in a bath together, and we read it. We read it
So
on.
romantic.
We read it. Yeah, we read it on the podcast with us acting as ourselves. That's probably the weirdest. Yeah, that was pretty weird, but it's cool. Logan's a cool guy, so I didn't mind.
Could have been worse. I
Could
guess.
have been worse. Could have been Freddie. Me and Freddie.
Oh heaven forbid, could have been my shoulder.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, never mind. I'm out of it.
Well, where was that?
Well, the
going?
fanfiction.
Weird.
Did I tell you guys? I don't think I told you the story of the fanfiction thing.
Oh, you told me, I think.
Yeah,
Did
you
I
told
tell-
me.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
all right, never mind. Well, there's a VGHS fanfiction. Yeah, whatever. All right, whatever.
What? No,
That's
what?
a good story.
Have you mentioned it on the
VG
podcast before?
I don't know. That's the problem with the pod. We're number 72, something like that. It's just like
We have
everything blurs
nothing more to
together.
say.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
done.
that's
We're
72
packing it in.
hours. Yeah,
No,
it
what's
was-
this? What's this fan fiction?
It was so they have a fanfiction on that, and they were doing VGHS fanfiction. I saw that there was a thread going, and I was like, you know, what'd be funny? What if I wrote myself into a fanfiction thing as myself as a upcoming, and like put little details of the upcoming season and like hints, it'd be fun. So I did. I really put some effort into this. I sat there, spell checked it, like really kind of put
Effort.
some real pros coming out of there. And then the first response on this thread to me putting fanfiction myself, the character, in there was, this is reported. You didn't introduce yourself in the out of character thread. Mods, can we get this guy? He doesn't have. I'm like, what? And they just rejected me. Just
Well,
straight
they also
up.
started saying like that would. You were also
Oh, and
putting.
then they were saying, like,
you're doing
you-
hints of season 2
and
before
they're
season
like, that
2
would
came
never
out.
happen. This is disrespectful to the show and the creators. I'm like, what? So that was that, and I went to the out characters. I'm like, hey guys, sorry I didn't read the thread rule. I'm just kind of new to this. My bad. Hey, I'm and there's like, that's not an excuse. The rules are right there at the top. I was like, whoa, these guys are really hardcore about the rules of fan fiction.
Now that I think about it, I think you have told that story on this podcast twice before.
Oh man,
I think it's the third time.
It's Freddie's favorite too.
Confetti from this.
Third anniversary of that story. I think it's true. I think that always starts the same way. It's like, have we told the story before? And then we just tell it.
Everyone listening is going,
Yeah.
no!
they're just
story.
furiously pressing the
They're
fast
Woody
forward.
Harrelson and fucking True Detective watching the video.
Awesome.
Has anybody done like the thing where they replace the screen of that and out of context and you just have his reaction to that? Yeah, I feel like they must have.
It was a real small meme for like maybe a week, maybe.
Dang, I thought that meme had legs, bro.
Yeah.
You know which one?
There's a much better meme on Saul looking at Walter in his cell in the Breaking Bad finale. That one has more legs, just because there's so many good Bryan Cranston videos of him doing weird shit from out in the middle.
Well, I always thought the one that could have gone was when Kim Jong-il died. There was like the state propaganda put out these images of like just hundreds and hundreds of people lined up just looking at the screen and weeping over the death of the North Korean leader. And I was like, man, someone just needs to put like the first 15 minutes up on that screen. just rows of thousands of people just on their knees just like crying. It's like, yeah, that's about right, but it never happened.
No.
Really? No one? That didn't become a meme at all?
No, not even a little bit.
Weird.
Man, we're talking about memes. That's weird.
Thanks, Anthony. You show up, and then it's just meme city.
God fucking.
Oh, that's right. Borderlands too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry about
There's
that.
fucking 5 memes in that fucking game.
that's what's
and I have not heard
How
the end of
dare
it.
you
that's what's
reference
incredible.
anything?
Hold on.
How dare you, Anthony?
Well, hold on. Just to dig into that a little bit, because
Well, we had the same reaction on VGHS for sure.
yeah, no, there's a couple of things where it's like
We were called
really...
blackface of geek culture.
What?
Yeah,
I remember just looking
I've
at
been
that
accused of
statement.
almost an identical word-for-word thing about Ash's character.
it's so nuts to me because I think because what it really comes down to is I don't think people know what memes are. I think they're using that word to be a placeholder word for just something else because they're like, yeah, you guys got so many memes. I remember it was James Dean's character. They're like, yeah, this is just a meme fest like games. I was like, stop. Which ones? No, seriously, which ones? It's a reference to a 1950s motorcycle accident like
No, it was
heartthrob.
like nope.avi and stuff. I think some people may use memes for terms. I think people know what memes are. I think it's just weird that memes are like weirdly like you can't reference them as opposed to referencing movies or things like that.
The thing that my theory is that people like when you make something that is as relatively high profile as a game like Borderlands 2
Sure,
or a
yeah.
web series like VGHS, you implicitly become the elite,
The man.
in the view of your audience. You're co-opting our culture,
Yeah.
and it's like I'm on Reddit all the time, right? But like I'm one of you, but like
Yeah.
no, it doesn't count because you had money behind you.
because you know you're successful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you need to be down in the forums of that.
See, but what's interesting, so you bring up a good point because there's a very sort of preciousness that you see in like internet communities where it's like this is our thing and stuff like that, and then but at the same time there's this again it's like a groupthink thing where it's like everyone collectively decides like something is okay to go like to me the one that was the good example of that from Reddit was like the guy who did just a little fan fiction thing about like, oh, what if the U.S. military got transported to Rome, like what would happen there, and he's sort of like writing stuff, and then he became very successful. He got option and stuff like that, but then the tone around that was very much just like, yeah, one of us, but it's like that was okay, but it was everyone sort of all decided that was okay.
Yeah,
To be
it
They
was
knew
like-
the origin of it. And
Yeah,
stuff.
it was
kinda
local
interesting.
boy makes good. Like he came
Yeah,
from
yeah.
our house.
Which is I think it's always kind of endlessly interesting what people as a sort of like uncoordinated massive whole sort of think are like, oh, this is okay, and
right,
this
is
good.
sanctioned and this isn't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just weird to see how that can even happen in
Yeah.
how that process happens.
And when it goes wrong, it gets like your dad trying to reference tweets. Like,
Yeah,
wrong. Like
yeah.
it feels like so incredibly weird that like there's a lot of references to stuff in Borderlands. Like there's just weird puns.
Yeah,
and,
no,
like,
what's
references
weird to me-
things, but
yeah, exactly.
The number of memes was like maybe
Well,
less than 10.
I think there's like a
It means
defensiveness, 'cause
8,000 lines.
yeah,
Well, yeah,
yeah.
I think so much. I feel like our generation, whatever that means, or Reddit, feels like we get pandered to so often from like big companies. Like, you know, there's all those Twitter accounts of all the various things those Twitter companies trying to do.
Though.
Well, there's a Twitter account that just is brands saying "bay."
Yeah.
And all of this is just him just finding like, or whoever it is, I have no idea who it is, but it's just them looking at corporate accounts and just finding ones where they're just like trying to be like hip, cool kids, and it's like so embarrassing when it's like laid
when your
out
bay
like
wants waffles, think IHOP.
Yeah, exactly. This is like
Gross.
the injection of corporate whatever into that.
But I think there's just there's a very easy knee-jerk reaction when people see something that references something internet related or meme or whatever. That's like, oh, they're just trying to get us.
Yeah.
Like they're just trying to be insincere.
Oh, like there's a sort of built-in defensiveness.
Yeah,
to,
I think it's just
I can see
instantly you
that.
just kind of assume like, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about.
That makes a lot of
Like,
sense.
Yeah. But you know, hey man, we play video games.
No, that was just again, it's just fast. To me, that's the most fascinating part of the response to kind of both of the things, which is always just like, well, what are you talking? Like, come on, just give me an example here, because like I really want to understand what you're saying here, and I really just can't see what you're saying.
But then as you tell me, then you realize you're just getting upset about like 4 12-year-olds that are on Reddit.
It's like I could probably beat them in a fight simultaneously, so it's fine.
I could beat you guys up, so whatever.
What's incredible, by the way, is like nobody at the high level thing. It's like, you know, you see like the guys who do like, you know, the crazy like Twitter like meltdowns. Nobody's ever just gone straight. Well, maybe they have. I would love to be just like 12-year-old insults. It's like, yeah, well, my dad can be your dad. It's like, what? Your dad? It's like, yeah. And just use that as just all your responses.
What age does that stop? Have any of you heard somebody say that?
My dad can beat up your
I've
dad.
never heard that my entire life.
I don't think I ever have.
Very
never heard
young,
it.
so
I
very
think it's like
young.
old.
Yeah.
It's like first grade.
Yeah, it'd have to be like first grade or something.
I heard your dad is poor.
Whoa! That's way worse.
Oh God.
Your dad's poorer than my
That was
dad.
probably 3rd grade.
Yeah.
I got your
The
dad is poor.
unkindest cut.
Yeah.
Dang.
I mean,
that's like real.
that's
That's
so
just
sad.
You
That's
can't
so
really come back
specific,
from that
too.
either.
Yeah.
It's very
it wasn't
specific.
you are poor.
well-
It's just your fucking dad is poor.
Which means you're poor too. Yeah, when you come back with that, it's like,
You don't.
It's
You-
like it's a double whammy because it's
Yeah.
implied. It's like implicit, like you're poor.
Yeah, you
but it's
insult
also
yourself
insulting
in your own
dad.
head when you
Exactly.
follow
Yeah.
that trail of logic.
No, you just
Jeez.
that might be
That's a fight starter and ender. All in one
that might
phrase.
be the best insult to shut down. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Try that one on Twitter. Hey, you should try that one
Yeah.
on Twitter.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
your
thing to do.
Dad's poor. Yeah, that'd be great. Twitter will be great. Twitter's a great venue for that one, guys.
I think that works when you're in like 3rd grade.
Yeah.
Oh, it works when you're in 3rd
Yeah.
grade.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
because that's not like making fun of your name. That's not like anything that you can compare. It's just like
yeah.
It's just a stark.
Yeah,
like,
welcome to the financial realities of life,
Well, I
third
think
grader.
I think 3rd grade's like the perfect where you still don't quite understand money, but you
you get what that means.
get enough of
Yeah.
it that is also ambiguous enough that's even more painful because you're just like, it just means I'm bad. Like it's just this
Yeah.
like
you have
horrible
the
thing.
value. You have the value.
Whereas like in high school, be like, whatever, you elite, like bureaucratic piece of shit. Like
Yeah.
your dad's a rich asshole who destroys the country.
yeah,
or
exactly,
whatever.
yeah,
But
yeah.
3rd grade, you're just like, oh god, I don't quite understand it, but that's why my dad cries at night. Right? It's just like, so then he's just like, yep.
Damn, kids are cruel.
Kids
Yeah.
are cruel.
Oh yeah.
They just don't know better. That's really what it is. They just they're testing their limits.
Yeah.
They're like, how?
So
So
Louis
if you,
C.K.'s got that bit.
Yeah,
on
that- yeah.
yeah. It's like they said that, and then you walked away, and the kid's like, I think what I said was probably pretty bad. Maybe I
Yeah.
shouldn't say that ever again.
What's the meanest thing you've ever said?
Or they're like,
to
oh,
a kid.
To a kid?
come
When you
on.
were a kid, the one that haunts you at night, the one that you still remember.
I remember. Okay. I don't think this was mean.
it was you. You said your dad's poor.
Twist ending.
That would have been an incredible turn. It was me. That's my line.
That's my line.
No, I got in so much trouble because the same kid was always picking
Yeah.
on me. And this argument, he was like, "Oh, you know what a dolly is? It's a tool, right? Which means you're a tool." And I was so
Dang.
sick of this kid.
Dude,
And
he got you.
Dude, it's just so hard.
just
Yeah.
the worst burns. Just and he peaked at your dad is poor.
really quick,
Oh, it's the same kid?
Yeah, same kid.
I just want to point out that he went for a dolly equivalent to a like a stevedore's tool as opposed to like a feminine object. You know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah.
dolly. Yeah. I
He's
will
like,
move
hey,
things
gender
with that.
normative insults aren't cool.
Yeah,
okay?
real
Of course,
quick,
dad
just
poor,
say.
but-
Okay, just real quick.
This kid was constantly berating me, and I just got tired of it, and I called him a penis wrinkle.
That's great.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know
the worst thing
I
you
don't know
said.
where that came
That's
from.
good.
Great.
It's not bad at all. I was
that's
just
solid.
like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, penis wrinkle. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And I got in so much trouble.
No, really?
Again, I was at a private
That's so
Catholic school,
funny.
and they're like,
Oh, okay.
"That's
so
you know you're going
minor.
to hell now. You can't
For
say
calling
stuff like
someone a
that.
penis
Wow.
You need to go to confession.
You got
right
in
now."
trouble?
And I was like, "What? This is bullshit. Come on."
Please tell me your confession. You're just like, okay, so
Do you know how weird that is? To be that age and you're sitting in a room, you're talking through the grate, and there's a priest on the other side.
Yeah, some kid's been like fucking.
You're like, this kid's, but you can't complain in there. I'm not gonna I call the kid a penis wrinkle.
I feel like,
and now I'm sorry.
If I was a priest, I'd just be like, this is what it would be here. You be you.
Yeah.
This is what the sound would be. You be here.
Father, it's been a few months since my last confession.
Okay, so go on.
I'm here because I want to confess my sins. I called Carrie a penis wrinkle.
How's that not the immediate reaction? Wait, what? Oh man,
Yeah, it's like,
sick, bro.
Your penises go outside and just high five the statue. Because sick burn.
Kid. Carry in here so I can double down on that shit.
Penis wrinkle.
Carry, what's your question? Is that you're a penis wrinkle? Because that's true.
Yo, get Carrie. Yo, hold up. I got Carrie on the other side. Hang on.
How about you, Fred? What's the meanest thing you said?
mean.
I'm trying to remember.
I feel like you forget that stuff.
You do.
I can just say
actually.
that I definitely think
But that's
You know, actually, backing around, the meanest thing that's said to you is kind of probably more likely you'd remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think as a kid, I definitely said really mean things.
Really?
Yeah. I think I worked really hard to get
You're like
rid of that.
a
Well, I get
you're
really
like a dissing
I get
rapper.
really upset with bullies, but my response is always I'm the guy who would be like, I wasn't unpopular. I had like my group of friends. I played sports. I knew the popular kids, but I wasn't really with them. But I would get really upset when people were just jerks. And I had that ability to say, not like it would be like your dad part. Like I would say the thing that would cut through everything, and they would just stare, and then I knew they went home and cried.
Oh wow!
And it's such a bad thing to have.
This is a side I've
Yeah,
never heard.
it's such a bad thing to have. And all I remember, this is getting deep now. All I remember is I definitely said something to my cousin. One of my cousins that I don't remember, but everybody else does.
In their whole family?
And they refused, and like nobody will tell me what I said.
Whoa!
Yeah, I said something so bad, like so deep cutting.
Wow.
I feel like deep
And
down you do remember, and you've chosen not to.
No, because it was every time I did it, it felt like a villain power that I had. And again, it was always like for that self-righteous reason, and then I just felt so bad afterwards.
So is that it? Was that the straw?
That's why. I mean, you realize like that's why I'll always get like upset after meetings and rant. But like I try to stay.
that's
I try to stay
interesting.
incredibly
I've
out
never
of
known this
high
about you.
stressful situations because I know if I say something, it won't be like, "Huh, you fat piece of shit" or something. It'll be like something like, "Yeah,
It's an ender.
think about it." Yeah. So I think I probably said a lot of bad stuff as a kid.
Wow.
Yeah. What can I say?
Oh, man, I was a bully, huh?
No, it was the opposite. I would.
That was a
break-
defender.
Bully implies that they
yes,
can
I was a bully. That
recover
is the
from
problem.
it. You
Sure.
just destroyed them.
Yeah, but it's always like that. It would
Permanently.
always be like the bully would be like saying something mean to somebody else or something, and what I did was infinitely worse because
Yeah.
I would maybe not infinitely worse, but like I'd go up to that guy and then I would
Sure.
crush them.
Dang.
So then I
You
was
find
like,
all the sucker
You're the
MCs.
Robin Hood of sick burns.
the Robin Hood that murder people. It was bad. So yeah, I try not to say mean things. I try to stay out of it. Yeah,
Dang.
that's why I try not to get angry.
Because
you won't like me when I'm
I don't want to say. I don't like saying mean things, man. It's not good. It's got people have. You know what it is? I really realized like you can just assume everybody's having a shitty day all the time.
Yeah.
And you just don't want to add to it. Like it's so not worth any time. Like that's why I like. They'll be like, why don't you turn your? I'm that person now. It's like, why don't you turn your food back? Like if you don't like it, I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a good enough person to say it like that. It's just like it's over. Like the food wasn't what I wanted. It's fine. I don't want to make that person's day worse.
Yeah.
And I start realizing that anything you say can just make somebody's day really shitty.
no, it's you in the weird spot too. Yeah, I think I'm the same way too. Is the order's wrong, and she's like, I can still eat it.
Yeah.
So I guess
Yeah,
I'll just
whatever.
eat
My
it.
day's going pretty okay. I can take this.
Yeah,
hit
because
and
maybe
still...
it's bad because maybe the chef's having a bad day. Maybe something happened. Maybe his wife's like, yo, I'm divorcing you. And he came home. And then it's like, oh, yo, my kid just died, but I got to keep cooking.
Yeah.
So the eggs aren't great. And the last thing I want to be like, yo, these eggs suck.
Yeah.
Take them back. I'm not paying for it, by the way.
Because
And, like,
there's going to be the day where you have that day and you freak out on a cook because of the thing, and then you hope that they treat you with the same amount of like mercy as you did them.
So
I have no qualms sending my food.
I know. No, you shouldn't.
I send it right back. I don't.
No, you're not a jerk about it at all.
I'm not a jerk about it.
Yeah.
It's like, look, I'm super polite. I can't eat pickles, and I don't make it about them. I'm like, I'm allergic to pickles. I asked for no pickles, and there's pickles. I just can't eat it.
Yeah.
Would you mind making it?
No, I'm not judging people who turn their food back. I was like, I overcompensate way in the other direction where I just try to be as unassuming and like not. Yeah, I just try to be as nice or just more unassuming as I possibly.
There's a
can
hidden
be.
reality show here where we just set up situations to try and piss Matt off and
See
see
where
how,
that
goes.
see
We don't
how
want it.
long.
I mean, that was an MTV reality show for a
Really?
while.
Wait,
yeah.
no,
Oh, it was
Boiling
like that prank.
Boiling
oh,
Points.
Yeah, Boiling Point. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
It was kind of entertaining.
I like
Reality
watching
shows
people
are so
just-
evil.
They would just
are.
like you would be in regular ass situations and it would be like you're eating and somebody outside the window is like being really lewd and gross and weird and like hawking up loogies and stuff. And how long can you stay there without leaving? If you stay to a certain secret
There was
threshold,
there was a countdown.
there was a countdown that they didn't know about. And if you
Yeah.
got past the countdown, they would come in and give you like $500.
yeah.
That's so
I've just been training
weird.
for that in case it could happen.
Yeah.
Anytime. I never know if I'm on the
That's so
show.
weird. It's like I'm trying to think like what does that imply about like what they're trying to say. That's bizarre.
That is
Yeah.
bizarre.
That is bizarre. What about you guys? Meanest? Wait, you know what? Hold on. The meanest things that the Burches have ever said or
To
said
each
to
other.
them to each other.
Ooh.
Right
Ooh.
after the break. Stick around. Hey guys, Freddie here. Wanted to tell you about the last of the film panel series that we're doing with the LA Public Libraries. We're going to save the best one for last. It's going to be talking about visual effects. Me and Clinton Jones, the Punisher himself, going to be talking about visual effects, state of the industry, how to do it on the budget at the LA Public Libraries. Check out RocketJump.com for more details. If you're in the LA area, we'd love to see you. Come on by and listen to us jab for a bit in the library. And we are back. You guys were talking about space babies? Like what? What was it?
What?
Oh,
I don't
space
know.
baby. I remember the space. Anyway, whatever. I do remember the meanest thing I said to a kid. I actually do now, like going through it in my head at the break. I remember there was this kid named, I think it was Steven, and Steven, I think was actually an albino, like white hair. Like I think he actually was, or had something albinoism or something like that. But he was very white, and he was one of those kids, and it was like third grade, and he was one of those kids that was like kind of hyperactive, you know, the kids who are like get super excited about stuff. So they're a hyperactive kid, and it was one of those things where just nobody really liked him because he was just like too hyperactive, just too much, you know, constantly. That was just kind of annoying, and it was just sort of thing. And I remember he would just hang around me constantly during recess. And I was just like, I just can't do anything. He's just like, the guy's just constant. And so I told him, I'm trying to remember I told him, I'm like, dude, I didn't say dude, but it's like, you're really annoying and no one likes you. And it was like, I just saw it hit. And I was like, oh no, I felt so bad about it.
Please, you're high-fiving yourself in your head.
No, I felt
like, it hit.
so bad.
You threw that snowball and it hit the
I
head.
felt so bad. And
It's
then,
also a timing thing.
It was just timing and everything. But then the happy ending to it was then it was weird because after that he like chilled out a little bit and then we became like really good friends. So it's like it was weird. It was one of those things where it's like you can be super direct as a kid and he kind of was like, oh gosh, and then it was just like, oh no, actually this guy's kind of cool. I'm like,
Message
okay.
from Freddie Wong to America's youth.
Hey,
Be
kids.
shitty to
Be
each other.
shitty and you'll be
kids.
friends.
Yo guys, be shitty to each other. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So what's the meanest thing you said to each other?
I can't think of anything we said to each other. There was a period of time in the middle of our lives where we just didn't like each other that much.
You didn't
Very-
like me.
No,
Aw.
it
Still
was
liked
mutual.
you.
It was mutual.
Now we know how.
At the beginning, we really liked each other. In the middle, was some hair stuff, and then now we're like the best friends ever. But this is not related to Ash and I. But I remember the meanest thing I said to somebody, and it was on Twitter.
So everyone knows it.
because of course it was. But it was some guy was being a dick to me either about memes or about like my wife or some weird, really way too personal thing that I was pissed off about. So I went through his Twitter mentor or Gamergate or something. I
Oh,
went
those are
through his-
serious.
Oh man.
I went through his
go.
Twitter.
You're targeting here. Target locking.
Target and attack.
I went through his timeline. I tried to find something specific, and I found it.
Oh wow.
And I just
Oh.
responded to him. I just said, "Your dog is dead."
Whoa!
And I didn't say, "I'm glad your dog's
Yeah,
dead."
she doesn't like you anymore.
Whoa!
I didn't say you killed your dog and his dog is dead. I just said it as a fact. Just your dog is dead,
Whoa!
and he did not respond.
Nuclear strike.
I went-
Oh man.
That's
Yo, eye
great.
for an
I cut
eye,
the Gordian
son.
knot.
Yeah.
It was
Yo,
a
eye for
bunker
an
buster
eye.
right there.
Yo, straight up, he was hitting you stealth status from the mountains.
How
and you bunker
hard
busted.
would you have gone with that? Like if you found out like his kid had died, would you have been like your kid's
Oh God,
dead?
no! I would have.
Okay.
I would have been like, okay, this is just really bad time in this guy's life. Block
But
him,
dog was
whatever.
okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
dog, it's like you can get.
No, I
another
definitely,
dog.
I definitely had that
Dogs.
situation where I had some, you know, it was like business stuff, and there was a guy that we were just like constantly having like an issue with regards to like, anyway, it was like a film related thing, and then I was just like, someone was like, oh, you know that like their first kid died, and I was like, I don't care about this anymore. Completely,
Yeah.
all the
I'm no longer
like,
upset. I
the
moved on.
small amount of debt now that we're fighting over is just completely meaningless. Clearly, I saw him later. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry. Like that. Yeah, I don't. You know what? Don't. Yeah.
Forget it, yeah.
Just forget it. Jeez, man.
I'm not even gonna begin to pretend what you're.
Yeah, exactly. It was just like
through.
I was just like, yeah.
I'm trying to remember if we ever said anything like that was like amusingly mean to one another.
Amusingly mean isn't mean. That means like,
That's just
Well, I mean, amusing in this context.
Oh.
Like,
Oh, I
I
see.
can't remember. Like, we used to like wrestle a lot.
Did we?
Because I watched a lot of WWF as a kid, and the reason
Oh,
that
man.
your parents make you stop watching WWF is because you start doing
start
wrestling
doing
moves on your
moves.
kids.
I don't know if we wrestled
moves.
so much as you just hit me.
Oh
and
yeah, no,
stuff.
I just
like,
fucking
"Stop!"
powerbombed you.
See, what you don't realize is those were carefully choreographed maneuvers.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a mindless melee. Those were in fact
No.
well-known.
No, I broke
patented-
kayfabe on Ash. It was not even close. I obliterated her.
I don't remember unfortunately, I fucking hate this because it's such a goddamn stereotype, but all the mean shit that I did was in middle school between my girlfriends, and it was all fucking subterfuge and like going behind each other, that shit. And I hate it. I wish I'd just been like, you're a bitch or something. But it's always like, there was like 3 of us, and then I'd be like, she's kind of a bitch, huh? And they're like, yeah, right.
You really did that? Oh wow,
That's hard.
In
I
middle
wouldn't peg you
school.
as that.
In middle school.
It's
Right.
like I feel like that's
But
it's
I
weird.
feel guilty about it to this day. Like,
yeah.
I got past the age of 13, and I was like, who am I? And I got so angry at myself. And all of high school, I thought about it constantly. I was
Did
like,
you
oh,
ever
wow.
high fidelity it and go back and apologize to them?
No. But we were all mean to each other, too. It was like one of those fucking things. You know?
So
I don't
it was
know.
the
You
mutually
have-
assured destruction where one of you can't apologize because then their house of cards would come tumbling down.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Everyone sucked in middle school is the thing that I
Middle
tell
school is the
myself now.
fucking worst.
I felt bad about it for such a long time. But it was like,
kids have to do it. It's like animals play to like test like
It's the Raptors
it's,
testing the
you have
fence.
to do this.
You know, that's what it is.
Well, yeah, no, you have to.
You have to know what your limits are. What can you get away with
That's
before someone
fucking
pops you in the mouth? You know.
It's learning social. It's weird, but it's like
Yeah.
learning. It's like there's a reason all kids do. It's like learning social skills. You learn
Well,
how
so
to
I feel- and
gossip.
then
You learn
also-
how to lie. You learn
Well, but then
what it
also-
means to hurt people, and
But then
like
also developmentally,
the good people grow out of it.
And also
Yeah.
developmentally, like I think I remember we're reading this where it's like girls are like 3 or 4 years ahead of guys in terms of that. So that's like
Definitely
that
see that.
happens in like middle school as girls mature, but then guys are still just like derp. Hey, dude, if I throw this at your nuts really hard, it'll hurt, right?
That's
Oh, you
most of high
suck!
school.
And they just walk away, and the next day they're like, "Hey,
I
man."
do remember. Here's. I mean, like to sum it up, this is what I remember. I remember in like middle school. Like, this is like very specifically this. It was like, all the girls are hanging out, and there appears to be like a lot of I don't
it's
understand.
like Game of Thrones.
This is like Game of Thrones happening over there. And then over here, like my buddy was like, hey, I got this piece of cloth and 2 pieces of string. Let's jump from this hill into this like dirt pit, and then we can like do rolls. And we're like, yeah, okay. And that's like what like every guy in my class would just line up with his little like homemade parachute, and he'd be like, I remember because he was so into the idea of parachuting. He's just like, this is how you have to do when you parachute. We're like, this is cool. I was like, that was our whole recess.
That's
We're
awesome.
just jumping into a pit of dirt. The teachers must have been like,
Yeah,
what
whatever.
are they? What are these kids doing?
Just let them run off some steam.
Yeah, it's just like I don't care. Smoke a cigarette in the back.
Bless you.
Oh, did you guys ever do the game where you like put your head between your knees and you hyperventilate and then like they block you stand up in
Pass
this-
each other
you
out?
pass each other
I don't know
out.
if you call that a
It's torture.
game. It's just, yeah,
No,
we
it's
would
but-
do that.
Yeah, would you?
Yeah.
It's
You
dangerous.
guys have
Don't
ever
do
heard
it.
that?
You ever heard of that?
I've heard of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I've
considered
never-
doing it when I read it in Bruce Campbell's autobiography because that guy was my idol when I was a kid, but I didn't.
I remember
know.
everyone
Kids have
talking
died.
about it, and it was in gym class. We had, in high school,
was one of those-
freshman
it was-
year. Everyone was talking about it. Like, oh my god,
It
it's
was
so funny
mimetic
when they were doing it the
ideas
last time.
before the internet.
Yeah.
We passed the kid out, and he started seizing.
Whoa.
And it was the most terrifying
Shit.
experience to that point in my
Kids
life.
have died.
I was like, that's it. No, we're
Kids
not
do
doing
die
that
doing it.
anymore.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's horrible.
Man, I don't have any stories like that actually. Well, I'm glad I don't have a story like
Yeah.
that. But I like.
Why have I never seen somebody seize up?
God damn it.
My life is bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like so much of being a girl at that age was like, I also felt like, because I grew up with like a brother and around all of your friends, and I was like, they're older, so they're cooler, and I just thought that it was like cooler to be more boyish, and it was like me not wanting to be more girlish and then not.
Oh yeah, I
you
remember
know?
one time I came in on you watching Sailor Moon. I went, "Poof, this stupid shit," and you went, "Yeah, it's so stupid." And looking back, I was like, "No, you ruined it."
That's why, honestly, it's fucking dorky, but that's why Sailor Moon's so important to me because that was like the first time I watched something where I was like, girls are cool. Yeah. Like it's weird because I've talked to so many of my friends now that are girls too that like you go through a period of just being sexist.
Oh yeah.
Against your own gender, and then you're like, oh wait, this is learned and stupid. Oh okay, great, yay!
If you're fucking lucky.
If you're lucky,
there.
yeah. If you're lucky.
And Sailor Moon is that for? I know Lauren loves Sailor Moon. My wife is like a huge.
It's fucking amazing.
It's the same thing.
So good.
I asked why, and it's literally that answer. It's like because those girls being girls, but they're cool.
Yeah.
Like it was like feminine stuff done cool rather than it having to be a girl who just acts exactly like a guy.
Yeah. The
Like
first
a guy
episode is
here.
her crying so hard all the bad guys die.
Well, in the new one.
Can you imagine Stallone doing that? Like it would never happen. But I would watch it.
Yeah. Oh god.
But yeah, because I liked all the fucking like the romance thing. I liked the text. Like I liked all that shit. I just didn't feel like it was like cool for me to like it. But then I like saw
Because
Sailor Moon and I
society
was
was telling you that every feminine thing in that was not cool to like.
Because they talk about it's like it's like the definitions oftentimes like, well, it's a strong female character. It's like well if you look at it, it's like, oh, well, all she's doing is just like it's just a dude, but in it's like that's not really.
It's strong female character in big quotation marks.
Yeah.
There's also like 7 girls in that show, which usually you get like the one, and then she's like all women for you in that show. She's like, oh, I could be the sporty one, or I can be the smart one. There's other things I can be. Oh my God.
It's like the Korean boy band methodology of casting, which is. Have you seen that?
No.
Korean boy bands are hilarious because they'll have like 30 members or like 20 members. And it's so clearly just like. Wow, it's
this type of person.
Every single person. It's like, wow, it's the fat nerdy guy. He's dancing? Okay. He doesn't do much dancing.
The super slick Wall Street guy. It's like the dumb, sexy one.
It's a League of Legends
one,
roster.
but really smart. Like it's
crazy.
It's like every dude you could possibly
Super
want.
Junior has like 13 members. Like their photo, like their posters. It's just like a class photo of hot dudes.
That's
like,
so smart. Though.
It's so crazy.
That's
great.
brilliant. Actually,
it's hilarious.
Because then every girl is like, yeah, that one. Yeah,
There's
that
something
one.
for me. Yeah.
Like NSYNC. None of those motherfuckers. JT like aged like a fine wine.
That's why
Let's be real.
Yeah, he did.
NSYNC era, I was like, that one, I guess. I don't
That's
know.
why Spice Girls was smart. It was only 5 people.
The
The same thing.
Huh?
You backed the wrong horse. I remember. You backed Lance.
No, I didn't back Lance.
I know you were JC.
JC. Because I had no options. Justin Timberlake had a fro back then.
Yeah,
what was I going to do?
It was not good.
He didn't know.
He didn't know.
But yeah, that's sort of like hyper segmented look at like pop. It's just hilarious.
That's so funny. I mean, Japanese girl bands are like that too, right?
Yeah.
And I remember that, like, I learned about they give you like booklets about their personality.
Yeah, no, it's sort of like it's like a theater playbill. It's like AK-40, like Akihabara 48, or whatever, right? And they're just like, there's 48 of you, and they're like, yes. Not only are there 48 of us, and we're from Akihabara. There's also like they exported that, so there's like the Mumbai 48, and then there's like other cities in Japan for it. And then what's crazy, as Kevin was talking about this. The ones in other countries will do covers of songs and they'll tour other countries where they have the same version of them. And it's like, what's going on? There's just like 150 girls just like touring the world singing the same song.
It's the beginning of a really awesome like Kingsman villains plot. Just build an army.
It's really weird. Yeah, but yeah, they're saying like they'll do their own originals, and they'll come back all around. Like they'll do an original in Mumbai that hits, and then the Japanese one will cover that. It's like there's so many layers of fandom here.
And it's like, when you get like, or I don't know if you remember, but like if you got like the Final Fantasy disc and you open the manual, the beginning is like all the character bios and stuff. And it's like their age and like the things they like.
And their blood type.
And their blood type for some fucking reason.
Gross.
But they had that for AK-48. And it's just like, she likes, sushi in this thing. And she likes pizza in this thing. And like, they're like, have all the personality types. It's so fucking crazy. But it makes sense.
Yeah, it's like you're connecting to the person.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's like it feels like weirdly like collectible, like collect your favorite.
Yeah.
So it's like, which one's your favorite Pokemon, Matt?
Yeah, it's literally like, they might as well be Pokemon.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I would play that game.
Pokemon,
Going to the grass
but with Japanese pop stars.
And then you make pop songs.
You battle Mumbai 48 against AK-48.
I was like, I need her so that I get those sweet soprano vocals I want.
Get those dance moves. We need dance moves for the breakdown. Quick, go!
I just thought about what the metaphor of the Power Stone would be to like level up a Pikachu before its time, and it got real dark in my head.
Money.
This is like, I don't
raises.
know why we're talking about Pokemon.
Whatever.
Well, but this is the same thing. It's like, hold on, back up a second. But to contextualize, it's the same thing as pro wrestling, right? It's like you pick your favorite wrestler. It's like, this is the one.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Pokemon is the same thing as wrestling is the same thing as Japanese pop stars.
Well,
That's what
you
we
know
learned
what? No,
today.
actually, now that I'm thinking about that, pro wrestling now is like that.
Oh, interesting.
In the heyday, in the 80s and the early 90s, going into the Attitude Era, you couldn't relate to any of those guys.
They were all
fun to
weird
watch.
characters.
But they're like action figures, though.
They were
Yeah,
like
they were
action
human
figures,
action
but
figures.
right, but not
Yeah.
people that like,
Oh,
this
yeah,
guy's
yeah.
like me.
Yeah.
No.
You're
'Cause
not
now
the
they're, like-
corrupt cop,
Right.
big
Yeah.
boss man. You're not Jake the Snake, the creeper with a cobra on his head.
Yeah.
You're nothing like
Razor
the people
Ramon,
that
the
wrestle.
white guy who pretended to be a Spaniard in a way that, looking back, was super racist.
So racist.
weird.
You couldn't identify with any of those guys. It's just big
Yeah.
toys. Yeah.
Because now it's like they're more like cartoony and stuff.
Well, no,
right?
they're
Or
like-
or like
They're like, dude,
they're like more
They're
characters.
people.
Characters,
They
like,
were
they're
more
more characterized.
cartoony, and now that the whole kayfabe era is dead, they're more like real.
Yeah.
people.
it's
There's
like-
actually a really
Oh, really?
awesome Radio
Yeah.
Lab episode on
just came out on this, yeah.
something. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. What the
Montreal
event is called.
Screwjob.
The Montreal
Montreal
Screwjob.
Screwjob.
That's the moment that all of wrestling changed from weird characters, cartoon guys, to real people, and it's because of real, actual behind-the-scenes drama that they then tried to like cycle into. Wait, what if we just changed it so that like the owner of the company could be a bad guy in the story of the company? Wait a second, and then they did it, and it became more popular than it's ever been.
We need to do a whole thing with. Maybe we did talk about this, but yeah, I mean, wrestling's fascinating to me because I never really watched as a kid ever.
Oh yeah,
But
my cousins
Benji
were
was
really
huge
into it. Yeah.
And when we lived at the whole place at Hunter, it was Benji would watch it, and I was like, I'm this stupid wrestling's stupid. I don't want to watch it. It's fake and blah blah blah. But then I realized like it's a soap opera.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For dudes, like
yeah.
the weirdest. And then what fascinated me was that element of it, where they would have like the head of the company and the drama in front of like a crowd of 60,000 people was contract negotiations. I was like, this is insane. It's like, you want the $2 million a year? You want that? Then 5 years guaranteed.
And
He's
no
like,
key man clause.
yeah, he's like, I don't do 5 years. I only do 3, and that's Rumble. I was like, this is insane. I was like, this is what it's like. People are just watching
awesome.
super rich people argue about contracts and then fight. Yeah, I was like,
They found a way to
that-
combine them. The central drama this last 6 months was a guy that has a suitcase that has a contract for an awesome fight, and people trying to fight to get the suitcase back in a cage match.
No
it's
way.
brilliant.
Yeah, and it's
so
like
smart.
I was like, okay, and then I got pretty into it. I was when Benji would watch, I would watch, and if I didn't have time too much, I'd always just get updates from him. I was like, yo, so what happened to John Cena? Like, did he get the contract? Like, what's going on?
You
Like,
were
come to
watching
the-
at a fascinating time, actually. That
Yeah.
was after The Rock, who was one of the biggest superstars, perhaps the
Yeah.
second biggest superstar, or third. We got Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Hulk Hogan, and then
And then
Dwayne The
Rock.
Rock Johnson. He had gone off to become a huge movie
Movie
star.
star, yeah.
And then
And he was
came
coming back.
as himself, the movie star,
Yeah.
to fight the new leader of the company, John Cena. That was
And
a
it
good
was
run.
funny just how like the
good
drama
run.
was so meta and like real because like
Yeah.
the drama was like, oh, he tried to be a big movie star, but he failed and he's coming back. He's got to read his lines off cue cards. Like he ain't as cool as he think he is.
And his argument was, I left and this place is falling apart. You
Yeah, I
need
gotta
me.
come back and fix it. And it's
Yeah.
like, and it's weird because you're like, I guess that's the real drama, but clearly it's done. And just it's really fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, into it. Totally
I
like
don't know how we
wrestling
got
now.
into pro wrestling. But
I
know.
want it in my right. If I ever contract a terminal disease, I really, really want Ash to fight Jennifer Hale in some sort of.
Why is this
wrestling
you
thing.
contract the terminal disease? Oh, is this your Make-A-Wish?
Yeah, it's my make-a-wish.
Oh,
because I want you
I was
and
like, why are
Jennifer.
those things
I thought
correlated?
that was just
Oh.
part of his sick. No,
face.
sorry.
There's like, I
I want to be dying and I want to see two voice actors fight.
I'm gonna be dead and I can watch it.
Jennifer Hale would destroy me.
I-
And emotionally,
That's how-
psychologically, talent-wise,
That's what
everything.
her promos that she cuts before says, that it's really easy and you're like the scrappy underdog. It's like you've never watched wrestling.
I would be rooting for Jennifer Hale. I love Jennifer Hale.
It's you guys doing it. And Sarah
Is she a
O'Malley is the ref.
WWE person?
No, Jennifer Hale's
she's
the
a
voice of
voice
Commander
actor.
Shepard.
She's the voice of Commander
Oh,
Shepard.
okay, yeah.
And like a million other things. But,
But not WWE.
Not
Okay.
WWE.
Not yet.
You just want them to fight.
Yeah, those are my two favorite voice actors. I want them to fight for my amusement as I die. That's a normal thing, right? Everybody wants
Guys,
that.
right? I feel like our Make-A-Wish.
That's I just want I stand by that. That's weirder than my eyeball thing. I just want to make sure that I don't come out on top here. I think that was weirder than my eyeball thing.
I think so.
All right, cool.
I feel like
I didn't describe weird mouth feelings on my fucking shoulder. Mine was maybe more specific. I don't know if it was weirder.
All right, we'll leave it up to the audience to decide.
which one was weird.
Back-to-back, which I was like voting and like.
Just Matt 100% weird.
Clearly, guys. Like 4 votes.
Yeah.
Oh, well, where was I going with this?
I don't know. I
train of
liked
thought
watching your
derailed.
face. I saw so many emotions in your face as you forgot
Oh,
what
the
you were
Make-A-Wish.
saying.
Okay. I feel like the Make-A-Wish for. I feel like the Make-A-Wish for me would be to do just one of the Step Up movies.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Like, I'd be so
I
happy.
was waiting for a name. You're like, dude. I was like, what band is he talking about? And then Step Up movies.
Step movies.
I don't think that needs to be Make-A-Wish. I think if you were
you
like,
asked
I
nicely,
100% want to
If
do
you
Step Up,
if you said I
probably do
really
it.
want to do this, I don't think anyone's gonna stop you.
Because we're the only people who like it.
Sorry,
I
kid.
know.
Listen,
Yeah,
No,
the guys doing the
no,
Step Up
actually-
movies ask you to do video, and you go, yeah, but the price
But
is.
the price is the movie.
Yeah.
And it's going to be an hour and a half long on a lot of theaters. Well, but I remember because we keep finding groups of people who are like, it's like a secret, like shameful, like
No, it's no shame.
obsessions.
We've never been shamed about
No, we've
talking
never
about it.
been, but these other people are. They're like, they hear about us being so boisterous about it, and they're like, you guys like it too? Because I really like the movie. It's like, well, join us.
We go every midnight screening. Last midnight screening was me, Freddie, and John Carmen. That's it. Not a single other person was in the theater.
the entire theater!
We forced John Carmen to come, and we were screaming the whole time. Yeah, we love those
Step
type
Up
of
movies are
Have you
great.
guys watched them?
No. Are they like Fast and the Furious where it's like high art, low art kind
It
of
is
stuff?
actually like Fast
A
and
little bit,
Furious.
Yeah.
But there's
Same
this-
thing where there's like a weird connectivity to all the movies and like like the last movie was literally like kind of like Fast and Furious. It's like all the characters from all the Step Ups came together for different
dance.
And they
dance.
stepped it the fuck
They
up.
stepped it up.
What's amazing is just because like the only thing that has stakes and it's always just like it has to be dance related, right?
Right.
It's this weird like world as seen through the eyes of dancers, which is just bizarre because it's the world where dance solves. And my favorite part of the newest movie is like their whole crew from the previous Step Up movie from Miami. I've moved out to LA, right?
this
And
is
their
the
whole
best.
dance crew, and they're just like, yeah, because they got a contract. We got a Nike commercial. Yeah, let's go to LA. Yeah, we're gonna make it. And then this one starts with them, and they're doing auditions, and they can't hit the auditions, and they're like arguing outside the place on like Hollywood.
This is
somewhere.
the best line of all
he
time.
goes like, come on, man. It's like, we gotta go back to Miami. And it's like, what? No, guys, we came out here to pursue our dreams of becoming dance. It's like, dude, we just got that Nike gig for like $60,000 6 months ago, and we haven't got anything.
No, he
signed.
literally says like, it's like, yo, the Nike gig was, he was like, man, 60K can only split 12 ways so far. And it's like, you guys left everything in New York and went to LA for $60,000 split 12 ways by Nike? Like, you didn't be like, yo, can we have like $400K for our commercial by Nike?
That's it. And it was like so weird. We're like, wait, you guys
But you
said-
realize that's the charm of that movie is that it's clearly written and produced and done by real dancers.
Yeah.
So like they're not really good movies, but they're not insincerely bad movies. They're really sincere.
completely sincere.
And they're dumb in like a way that's like
Really fun.
because it's like, oh, this is just, they're dancers. They're not
But
really
just the whole time I
storytellers.
remember Matt and I'd be like, they've been here in LA for like 6 months. What? Where are they getting? Like, they all living in a shack?
Yeah,
That's like $1 a day of spending money for each of them. That's insane. It was so good.
I hope there's another one. It looks like there's not one lined up yet. Which is,
no.
What it needs is
worrisome.
it needs a Fast and Furious 3 moment where it's like everyone looked around, they're like, wait a minute.
Oh, you know what? That'd be a great crossover.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious
Oh,
and
shit.
Step Up.
Yeah. Yes.
I was trying to think of the title, but I didn't.
Two
Step Up
dance,
Furious.
two
Two Dance, Two
Furious.
Furious?
I
think you did it.
I think you did
I
Two
think you
Dance,
did
Two
it.
Furious.
Hey,
I mean, it
we're-
doesn't make any sense.
Like,
Everyone's
wait,
like,
so
where's
Step
the
Up
first
involved?
one?
Yeah, but the title's not in. No,
Where's
no.
the first one? It's like, don't worry about it. But there's like, and like 3 has like genuine moments of cinematic art.
Oh, three's a great.
was
Three
fantastic.
is the
That's the
most
3D
fun
one?
movie.
Yeah. John Chu's killing it.
Yeah, he knows how to stage a scene, and there's some great. It's also all the dance sequences are really cinematic and different. Whereas like pretty much the other movies, all the dance numbers are cool, but they all just kind of feel like big Broadway productions that you're watching. I mean, the last one was by the person who did a lot of
The music video.
of
director, yeah.
what's the band?
Oh, the AKB.
No, the band that does all the one take stuff.
Oh,
that's-
okay,
Okay,
go.
Go.
Oh, yeah.
The-
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, the music director of a lot of the OK Go videos. So there's like some
Oh, that's
cool
cool.
stuff
Oh,
there.
nice.
But yeah, Step Up 3, like John Chu, it's like every dance sequence is like big, like kind of cinematic thing. And he has one that's like a straight up like homage to Singing in the Rain. It's a giant one take, and it's just like the young guy and the young girl, and it's like they're their best friends. So it's kind of like really sweet romantic dance. It's just in this elaborate one take, and it's awesome.
We're watching it
It's-
right after this.
Yeah, it's great.
In fact, we're watching it right now because it's time to wrap up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's go watch stuff.
The end.
Anyway, thanks.
nice
everybody.
having you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yes, this
I
is
now
fun.
have 7 Step Up movies to watch, or however many. there are.
Five.
Five.
We'll watch them all today.
All right.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
It's also hilarious how many of them end with like the big dance showdown is always just like at the docks or something. It's always just like, well, guys, how many? Oh, real quick, just one thing. And then Step Up 4, they solved one of the most insane things about Step Up 4, which is the Miami ones. Like they solved the problem of like, okay, this guy that's big billionaire developer is like expanding into the bar and like changing Miami's culture, man. And it's like, yeah, he's a big condo developer, just changing these places. And it's like, oh, and the daughter, love interest, conflicted. Her dad is the guy, but also she wants to dance and loves this dude and you're just like, okay, how are they gonna solve this? Because this is just a developer change things. And they do a big flash mob, and he's like, literally the end of the movie is the developer looking to them and being like, we can talk about this, and then shaking hands. That was it. You're like, what? Talk about what? You're still developing,
and they're all excited.
And they're excited, like, yeah, we
and
did
they're like,
it.
that's how the man wins. Like he's like, yeah, we'll talk about it. You guys are pretty cool. Like, yo, he thought he was cool. This is awesome. We're definitely not gonna tear down the. And it's like, of course he is. Like, of course he is.
There's so
hard cut to a year later,
LA.
1,000 condos. Like,
yeah, exactly. That's why they're not like. Anyway, so thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Anthony. Thanks to Ben Jadali, podcast producer, Alex Reeves, Point Blue Studios, mix, mastering, engineering, true American citizen, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.